Hello, welcome to Michelle Sews again. I'm Michelle. It's Friday, so you know what that means. It's another hashtag Friday Sews Day. So if you want to hear what I've been working on, what I have coming up, and a little bit about life, then stay tuned. First of all, I'd like to thank Jen from Today in Jen's Sewing Room for starting the hashtag. If you go into the search bar on YouTube and put in Friday Sews, you will meet all kinds of amazing sewing creative people. I encourage you to do so. So let's just jump into it. What have I been working on? So I really only worked on one thing this past week, and that was finishing the fitting for my faux jumpsuit that I made for the Sew Romp Jump Play 22 challenge that was being run by V from 85th and Wade over on Instagram. So that finished on the 26th, which was Wednesday. Today's Friday, and it was a lot of fun. I used a Big 4 pattern. I used a simplicity pattern. I had some fitting challenges with it because the measurements that were published on the package, the finished measurements that were published on the package, were wrong. So I had to do some fitting. It was a very simple pattern, so the fitting was easy. I think I still have a little bit more to do, but if you're interested in seeing that and you haven't seen it yet, then I'll put a link to it up in the cards up here and you can go and check that out. That's really all that I worked on sewing wise. I did get a little bit more of my knitting done. I'm not making huge headway here. Hercules likes to eat my yarn. So I have to work on it when either he's preoccupied or I can keep it away from him. But I have made some progress since the last time I showed it to you. And I think, and this is all that gorgeous hand spun yarn that I got from Sarah at Naughty Gnome Crafts. And this is, oh my God, I just love it. The colors are just so gorgeous. And I just love the pattern that it's creating. So yeah, I'm excited to get this, to continue working on this. And that's kind of all I have from a creative aspect. What do I have coming up? Well, I'm not going to sew anymore while I'm here in Philly. We are leaving town on Sunday, and I'll get more into that during the live section. But today's Friday, tomorrow's Saturday, and I have plans with one of my friends that lives up here. We're going to go to a local winery. I don't know which one yet. She's making all the plans, and the goal is to find one that's pet friendly so that I can bring Hercules along. You guys might think I'm crazy, but I've never left him alone yet. So he doesn't do well on his own. I have tried leaving him in another room while I'm like showering or something, and he just howls so bad. It sounds like he's being tortured. So the thought of leaving him alone, I'm just not ready for that yet. So I think he's got to go through some training to learn how to be alone. So yeah, I can't leave him alone for a whole day. It's not happening. So we'll find a place that I can bring him along, and I'm excited to see my friend, and fingers crossed, she might be coming to work at the same company as me. So that would be amazing. All right. So I'm not going to get any sewing done here before I leave, but I cannot wait to get home and to get back to my own sewing space. And even though last week I said, you know, my husband had brought the pattern pieces that I had cut out for the Seamwork Marlowe and the t-shirt, that both of those were my last two projects for the Sew Purple to End ALZ challenge, and my collaborations with Becky from Go So Beautiful and Carol from Sew Carol. I didn't touch those while I was here. I planned on doing them last weekend, and I just didn't get around to it. And nighttime sewing, there's too much to move around here, so I haven't done it. But those will be my first two projects when I get home. Since they're already cut out, I don't like having more than one project going at a time, so I'm ready to get those done. I also, once I get home, I will be ice dyeing the fabric for the one prize that I had that's going out to Tiffany from Who's Your Handmade, who was so lovely and gracious in allowing me to be late with that prize since I was displaced because of the hurricane. So that's going to be like my #1 priority when I get home. And I'm excited to get back into dyeing. So that'll be fun. And next on my agenda after those things in November is I'm going to be participating in the challenge that's being run by Adam from Adam Sews and Allison from So Like Dottie. They are doing a November challenge for gifting. I am drawing a blank on the name of the challenge right now. I will put it down here, and I'm going to be participating in that, and I'll be doing a blog about it, but I'm not going to tell you what it is, but I've already got my pattern downloaded, and I'll be making something for my husband. So I'm excited about that. So that's kind of what I have coming up in the near future. Sewing related, so this next topic is kind of like between sewing and between life. And it is, I completely missed it, but I had my 2-year YTVersary in August. So that was kind of neat to see. So YouTube they send me emails and let me know about these things, and somehow I missed that one. And so I went back to my very first video this morning and I watched it. I will link it here in the cards in case you're interested. But the difference between how I was in that video and how I feel comfortable today is really different. I can also remember like my whole first year, pretty much. My husband called me One Take Jake because I had all my notes written down and I went through my notes, and maybe that's why I was stiffer. I don't know, but I didn't edit. Like I would insert pictures and videos and things like that, but I didn't cut out any like hemming and hawing and, sneezing or coughing or anything like that. It was just like I started and I stopped and everything in between got put in the video. I learned how to start editing after about a year, and so I do edit my videos now, but I'm just taking out stuff that you guys don't want to hear anyway. So yeah, it was interesting to go back and watch that. Interestingly enough, it was a Sew the Look video. So I had, it was right around the time of the Nordstrom's anniversary sale, and I picked out several Nordstrom items on Nordstrom's that I would have liked to have owned, but they don't make them in my size. So I was like, well, maybe I can find some sewing patterns and replicate the looks. So it was a replicate the look kind of a video. That was my very first one, which makes sense knowing that that's kind of what I like to do. So yeah, I'd love it if you'd go and check it out and let me know what your thoughts are on how I am on video today versus how I was back then. So let's see, life. I am finally getting an update on the status of our house this afternoon. So we've been sent pictures after the storm, and initially it looks like everything's fine. They were already delayed in the progress of the construction because of the supply chain issues with HVAC ductwork. So all that really was done is cement and metal. I think there's some wood in the roof, but there wasn't a whole lot for like water, and where we're building our house got a lot of flooding, but there wasn't as much wind damage. So I think the house is fine. I just don't know if this whole situation is going to delay the construction even more. So we're going to get an update on that this afternoon. Hopefully it's not too much, because I mean, we're supposed to be done by the end of the year. That's clearly not happening. They don't even have the drywall up yet. But hopefully it's like early spring and not late spring. I don't know. We'll see. So getting that update today. As I mentioned, we are driving home to Florida this weekend. We're leaving Sunday morning. We're going to take 2 days. We're going to drive halfway on Sunday, stay overnight somewhere, and then drive the rest of the way home on Monday. And I'm just really happy to be going home and being in my own space. Yeah, that's about it for life. I'm visiting with a friend tomorrow. Like I said, we're going to go to some winery around here and just spend the day chit-chatting and getting caught up. So I got nothing else. Wherever you are, I hope the weather's amazing. I hope you're able to get some sewing in, and I will talk to you next time. Bye.